Circular breathing is something that can be quite handy on the trumpet, although a more accurate name for it is probably cyclic breathing rather than circular. Circular tends to suggest that you're breathing in and out of your lungs at the one time, which isn't possible, but you can breathe out of your mouth and in your nose at the same time. It's in a cycle. Now, how do you do this? Well, what you have to be able to do is take a breath through your nose and fill up your lungs while there's air still coming out of your mouth. Now, the way this works is there's some kind of valve in your throat. We can all make the sound K in your throat, but quite deep down there. And when you do it, if you stop halfway, you'll notice that your mouth is no longer connected to your lungs and you can't breathe. Can you tell that from me going like this? But you'll notice if you try and breathe in through your nose, you can. But you're not connected between your lungs and your mouth. Here's how it works. The air between there and your mouth runs the instrument while you take a breath through your nose. Now, it's not going to work if you just try it like that. Or it might if you're lucky. So the way to practice it is, and I've got one right here, get a glass of water with a straw in it and blow bubbles. The reason we do this is very little pressure is required to blow through a straw compared to a trumpet. And to start with, doing this with low pressure is easier. And the bubbles are so we can see the airstream. Otherwise you can go, am I blowing? Am I getting a good airstream? You can tell very easily with bubbles in a glass you're getting a constant stream of air. The way to start doing this is quite simply to do it. Just get the straw in the glass of water, start blowing, and then while you're blowing, concentrate on keeping the bubbles going and snatch your breath through your nose. Now, the first time you do it, the bubbles might stop, but have a couple of goes, and all of a sudden you will realize that the bubbles keep going and you're breathing in. You're cyclic breathing. Let's try it. Blow the bubbles. Riveting television this, isn't it? I've seen some shows that are this boring. But what I was doing is breathing through my nose while I was doing that. That's all you have to do. Make sure you do this round the right way. If you do it backwards, you will drown. And that'd be embarrassing in a glass of water. To transfer it to the instrument, once you can really do a nice constant stream of bubbles, and you don't have any trouble with it, you'll get that feeling of breathing while closed off there. Then just take your trumpet and try the same thing. Now, it's easier if you've got more air to use for the trumpet while you breathe. And you might have noticed, if you've ever seen a didgeridoo played, they breathe this way, but they puff their cheeks out quite a lot while they do it. It's simply to fit more air in. It about doubles the volume of air you can fit. So you can even let your cheeks expand a little bit. And what you'll see, and I'll exaggerate it for you, is as I'm breathing through my nose, you'll see my cheeks go in to squeeze some air into the trumpet while I get my breath. When is this handy? Well, obviously if you're coming to the end of a long phrase and you're running out of air because you didn't take enough, or the phrase is a little long, you can quickly get some more air without the sound stopping. It's also a great effect if you're doing some sort of improvised solo and you want to hang onto a note for a really long time and build the tension in the music. It certainly does when there's no breath. A continuous note really has the audience gasping for air, I've noticed when I do it. So, to recap, to circular breathe, start with the straw in the glass of water and just blow bubbles. And don't worry too much. Before you start, just try and make that K sound in your throat so you know what the feeling is. But then don't think about that when you do it. Just blow bubbles, concentrate on the bubbles, keep them going, and then snatch your breath through your nose. And you'll notice after a couple of tries of that, the bubbles don't stop. You're circular breathing.